G'day team, welcome to another tiny build scale modeling video. Today we're going to be painting up some aftermarket German stowage on a Panther tank. Think jerry cans, tarps, packs, gear, everything. This one's aimed at beginners, so I'll be keeping it simple and using basic techniques. I'll be using Vallejo paints with some Tamiya paints, but don't stress if you don't have the exact same ones. It's meant to be beginner friendly, so you can absolutely use whatever you have on hand to make it easier and cheaper. No need to break the bank. Now this video is just covering the painting section. Of course, I'll be showing you in another video how to weather up your tank and your stowage. Stay tuned for that. With that being said, I'm Regan, let's jump into it. Now this is what we have so far. The whole tank's painted up apart from the stowage and accessories. Here's the turret. If you're interested in seeing how I painted this up, I'll be posting another video about this very soon. We're going to start off with some Camo Beige World War II, and we're going to use that for all but one of the tarps. Now I made my own tarps. Everything apart from the big tarp in the middle with all the stowage on it are tarps that I've made myself. You can do so really easily with some tissue paper, PVA glue, and some water. So we're going to paint this Camo Beige World War II on all the tarps except the big middle one. Now be very careful not to overpaint onto the paint job we've already done. Don't forget the tarp on top of the turret as well. To paint the main tarp in the middle, we're going to use some German Field Grey World War II. This is going to give some variation to the colour of the tarps we're using. We're also going to paint up another wrapped up tarp in this colour too. To get the Splittertarn camo, I'm going to be doing only 2 tarps in this camo pattern. We're going to start off by using German Camo Medium Brown. And the technique we're going to use is just to dot small squiggly lines all over the tarp that we want it on. This is going to be the base before we add some green, as you can see in the picture. Now you want to be nice and random, some bigger ones, some smaller ones, different shapes. It's completely up to you. After that, we're going to get some Luftwaffe Camo Green. And as you can see in the picture, we're going to make sure the green is always touching the brown. We don't want any green not touching brown, as you can see in the reference photo. Again, changing the variation, some smaller ones, some bigger ones, completely up to you. Get it until you're happy. This is what it looks like so far. I think it's come together really nice. To paint up the crate boxes, we're going to use green grey. We're going to get all sides of the crate. If you overpaint, just go back and change things. We're also going to paint the rag on the spare wheel on our turret just to give a bit of variation. For the German bread bag, we're going to use Tan Earth. It does look a bit bright in the video, but once it dries, it's going to darken a fair bit. We're going to come in with some German Field Grey World War II and paint up the bedding. We're going to take that same green grey and paint up another crate. Now you can use the same colour as the other ones. I thought I'd use a different one just to add some variation and really make things pop. This might not be the most historically accurate, but again, it's just some variation and it really makes the figure pop in the final result. Next, we're going to take some Vallejo black and paint in the spare wheels rubber. It does look a bit glossy, but once it dries and we add a matte varnish at the very end, it's going to really look good. To paint up the towing cables, we're going to use some Tamiya XF10, which is the gunmetal. I don't have the best method for this. I thought I'd paint this off the tank because when I try and paint them on the tank, I always make mistakes. Now, unfortunately, I forgot to paint up the German helmet. I'm using Tamiya XF64 red brown for the wood on the front of the tank. Don't worry too much about making it look like real wood. When we come to our wash, the wash is going to pop the fine details. We'll use that same color for the wire cutters handles. And then we'll come back with Vallejo black and finish the wire cutters metal head. We're going to take our XF9 hull red to paint the exhaust pipes, making sure we get in every angle we can. Next, we're going to take Vallejo khaki and paint in all these straps. Now, I made these straps by taking some Tamiya masking tape, cutting them into thin strips and putting them over parts of the vehicle where straps would be to hold the gear down when the tank's moving. You're going to get a thin tipped brush to paint these, so you hopefully don't get any on the rest of the tank. I've edited all my straps so you can see what I've done and how I think they would have tied the gear down. You're going to come in with some Tamiya X10 gunmetal for the tank's jack at the very back. We're going to use the same color to paint in all of the different accessories as well. Anything that's metal, we're going to use that XF10 gunmetal. Next, we're going to use XF64 red brown to paint up any and all wooden parts of our accessories, including all of the handles for the wire cutters, the shovel, everything you can see that's wooden, we're painting up with red brown. Again, we're going to come back with black and get wire cutter's head in, as well as the spare tracks on the tank. For the canteen, we'll use red brown for the base. We'll use green grey for the top of it. And we'll come back with black to fix up any fine details on the canteen in case you're a bit clumsy like me and get paint everywhere. And there you have it. Your tank stowage has been painted up. Here's the final product that I have. Now this is after I've weathered the whole tank as well as the stowage. I'll be releasing a video very soon to show you how to do that. If you've enjoyed this video or found it useful, please consider giving me a like, subscribe, or leaving a comment. Until next time, happy modeling.